What's up, you guys? Are you ready to talk about this next episode of Dance Moms? Kendall faces off with the only veteran on the team, Nia. This is AFTERBUZZ TV.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
With my girls, living on the dance floor.
You guys love it.
What's up, you guys? It is Dance Moms After Show by AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your girl, Kalima. You can follow me everywhere at Lima Wisdom ENT or Kalima Music Art Wisdom. And I have my beautiful girls with me. Tell them where they can stalk you.
I'm Jennifer Leone, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jennifer Leone TV.
And I'm Nikki Preston. You can find me all over social media at Nikki Preston TV.
Yes.
Yay.
So first of all, we want to acknowledge that this is season 6.
Yes.
Crazy season 6, already 6 seasons, which is insane. We actually have been watching it. I think it was the second season that I started watching it, but ever since then I've been committed every single season. I love following the girls. I actually don't have a dancing background. I have an entertainment background. So when I watch the girls, I'm more so looking for their acting, their performance, their stage presence, but also just their talent overall. And I think from watching the show, I started to get more inspired and understanding of the dance world. But you both have dancing experience. I don't even have an athletic background, unfortunately, but both of you, tell them a little bit about your background and, you know, what made you interested in the show.
Well, I started dancing early on. I took tap, ballet, jazz, lyrical.
Oh my goodness.
Even Broadway dance. My teacher was former Miss New York State. She was on Broadway.
Ooh.
So I, always grew up doing it. Actually, my brother danced with me. We competed all
my
over
gosh.
New York
Wow.
State, where I'm from.
Oh
so
my gosh,
it was really exciting and fun, and it was so much of my life. And I did it till I was 18, and then in college I was on the dance team a little bit. But you kind of get busy in other things, and I pursued TV and radio more and kind of left it, but I still, I love dance to
Of
this day.
course. That's so
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, girl, I had no idea your
Yeah.
resume was that expensive. Wow. Okay.
And like New York, I'm sure it's really hard being
Yeah.
in such a big city.
Well, I'm from like upstate New York, so it's not New York City,
okay.
so, but it's still, it's
no,
very
that's still big.
competitive.
That's still big.
It's still a big state.
Yeah, no, I didn't compete, but I did dance since I was two
Oh,
to
wow.
yeah. So like for a really long time up until high school, and then I did acting and musical theater my whole life since from 2 into high school. So,
Oh, wow, okay.
But it's all intertwined.
Yeah.
But yeah, people wanted to know where
Our background.
where our backgrounds, and I think
and
it's
what
important.
about yeah,
to-
absolutely. What about your how long have you guys been watching Dance Moms?
Oh geez, I've been watching since first season.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Me too as well, just because, we may not know what number it is. We're always
Right.
watching it. Or
Oh, yeah.
if
It was
we
just
don't-
confusing.
Yeah.
Because it's like 6B. It's like the second part of 6.
Yeah.
Like why
Season
not
6B.
Yeah. I mean, is it because Maddie's gone and you don't know
Yeah.
if this is going to be the last
Right,
season? So you want
right.
to drag it on? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you guys
That
think?
makes sense, yeah.
If you guys know, I feel like maybe some people out there might know.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. So that's why we were a little.
Yeah, we wanted to
yeah.
clarify. But this episode has a lot of, crazy scenes that we're definitely going to go over today. The kids were in the middle of, they're always kind of in the middle of the mom's drama. Do you think that the daughters side with the mom? Because in the first couple scenes, we saw the girls kind of talking to Bryn about, why don't you ever open up to us about why you're so emotional? And Bryn's like, well, I'm kind of emotional because your moms are really
teacher. I don't even think that they're that developed yet.
Right.
Like it's just like, oh, I'm obviously siding with mom because you're a kid and you side with mom. I mean, Kendall's been doing that forever.
So do you think that they were being fake when they're like, why don't you open up to us? Like,
No.
obviously
No,
they
no, no.
know though
No, I
that
think
she's
that-
sad
no.
because they're moms.
No, I think that they love each other for sure. And I don't think that they're at that level where they're that competitive
Okay,
yet against
okay.
each other. They could be competitive against other teams.
Right.
But together, they definitely love each other.
Right.
I
Yeah.
I do. I feel like they genuinely do want to be friends with Brynn, but at the same time, I feel like they do have an idea what's going on, and they kind of just want her to admit how she feels and maybe open up to them. But it's hard when you go home and you hear your parents, no matter if it's political beliefs or whatever it is, you hear your parents saying the same thing over and over again, and you start to believe it, whether it's true or not.
Absolutely.
That is true.
That's absolutely, I 1000% agree. Another thing was that, she brought the boys in again.
Yeah.
And, the moms were talking about Abby's just trying to prove that she can work with boys, because we don't see her work with boys much at all.
I don't think that's what it is.
Unless it's to maybe benefit. Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know if she's bringing them in to kind of benefit and get more points for the competition, or is she just trying to prove that she can work with guys?
I think it's a point. Sorry to interrupt. Just
totally.
Bringing guys in, I think right away, right off the bat, you're more likely to get points.
We really do read the comments. We respond back as much as we can, but we're definitely taking it into consideration with our discussion. They want us to talk more about the dancing,
right?
So we're gonna analyze the dances.
But to the boys, this made sense to me after I thought that, and then I watched the final dance, the group number, and it was so clear that Abby just threw them in there for points.
I think so too.
So that's what I think on that.
Yeah. Do you have
I'm kind of gonna we'll get more into the dance. But I thought the dance was really good. Yes, maybe it wasn't.
Of course, I thought it was great.
But I really enjoyed the Vogue dance, actually more than the trios, to be honest with you.
But I didn't say that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Totally liked it. I just think that the boys were thrown in there because if Maddie was in that number.
Do you think that they were thrown in as well, or?
I do feel like they were thrown in for points, definitely.
Yeah.
I wasn't disagreeing with you, but I was saying that I did really enjoy that dance. It was actually one of my favorite dances.
What were you saying if Maddie was...
No, if Maddie was there, I don't even think that they would have boys in there.
Nope. I don't think so either. Because
that's my point.
It's interesting. That's what, exactly. Because this is the second episode that we're seeing of 6B. And, it seems like every episode now, it's like we're bringing boys in. So it's like, is it for points because now we're lacking the strongest that she had on a team, which was Maddie? Or is it, because she's trying to introduce maybe some boys and show her strength as a choreographer with boys? But I agree with you guys. I don't know. I just think that, I guess me personally, I just think that it's definitely for points. I don't know. Yeah.
I want her to get one main boy and maybe add her in him into the group and
think
just
so
have
too.
him continue with the group instead of dragging in different boys all the time.
Totally.
And I think it might come down to the producers too, because the producers are going to say, do we want to now promote or, bring in a boy and literally create a character out of them? Because every single technically these people are cast for a show. If you brought a boy in, he'd have to work well with the girls, even entertaining wise on a personal reality show level.
You're right, and it would change the dynamic of everything.
Exactly.
He is going to be the star, even if he isn't as good of a dancer as the rest of them.
Oh, totally. For sure. So Nia was, so happy that, Abby was giving her more attention, giving her a mature dance, and she was like, I'm crossing my fingers, knocking on wood, like hoping that this actually stays up and it's not like Abby being moody, because she said she doesn't want Abby to eventually maybe sabotage her career. Do you guys agree, or do you guys think that maybe, I don't know, do you see Abby possibly sabotaging her career, or do you think that because Maddie's gone, she's the only veteran, the only original member, that she's actually gonna try and like test out her strengths, in addition to the reasoning, because she's the next, I would say, the next in line as far as celebrity goes and success goes from outside of the actual dance studio following Maddie.
Ooh, I think people are going to go on
Oh
you
my
for
gosh.
that.
Oh my gosh. Well, tell me if you disagree, because who else would it be? I mean, Kendall was saying that she doesn't even have an album out. JoJo's very successful, but
Kalani.
But what has Kalani done?
Well,
other than
I mean,
dancing?
I think she's the closest to being the
next Maddie.
No.
Okay.
No. She's the closest to being the next professional dancer, not next Maddie.
Okay.
I think that she's moving faster and she's doing a different route.
No, I think as far as dancing and strength goes for dancing, I could see Kalani being after Maddie. But what I was saying was more so just as a entertainer in general, because Nia's the only one that's released a song that, I don't know about y'all, maybe it's just because I follow.
You mean lead entertainer? You mean like the Beyonce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that
well,
Abby,
I'm just saying that Maddie has gone on to like actually do more in her career. Like she's known from the Sia video, but Nia has actually had her own music video, doing, has views, doing shows. I mean, she even said that she had been working all summer. Kendall has not been. So I'm more so not talking about just dance, but the only other member who's done more than just dance.
Gotcha.
Do you think Nia's gonna follow Maddie in that sense? Do you think she's the up and coming like star for in Abby's perception?
I definitely feel torn a little bit because I feel like Abby wants to latch on to someone and she's not sure who it's going to be yet, and she's kind of testing them all out a little bit.
I agree.
But even with Kendall though, I mean, she recorded all those tracks over the summer, and Abby's just holding on to them supposedly, from what they say, not doing anything with them.
Right.
So that would actually be a good person to kind of push out there and make more of that star, as far as, like you were saying, all of it, not just with the dance. So I don't really know. I think even Abby's not even 100% sure where she wants to go.
I agree. 110%.
Yeah, I mean, I think the voicemail, Abby's voicemail, says it all.
So funny.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to acknowledge that Jesselyn just really stepped up, just really owned and realized, kind of, without saying it, that she was the one that was stirring the pot.
Right.
And she's like, okay, I want peace. I want peace right now.
Right.
So I love that she did that, because it just brought everyone together.
And she was so good at it. For someone who's constantly, getting mad at Bryn's mom
for no reason,
starting drama,
reason.
She was able to, right after kind of getting emotional by the way that her parents were reacting, she said, her family, she said, I'm going to take it by the horns, and I'm going to, instead of even let that get me down, I'm going to go harder and help everybody out. That was actually a big surprise for me. But one thing that I did notice is that, what do you all think? Do you think that obviously she's kind of choosing supporting JoJo's career more so than supporting, I don't want to say supporting the family, but what do you guys think? Do you all see it that way? Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that your priority should always be with your children. I get it. But and we of course don't know what's happening. We do know, but we don't really know. And I think that she's gonna do what she needs to do. I mean, at the end of this, I don't know. I have a feeling that they're gonna leave because they did Instagram some pictures, and there were some things put out on social media of like moving vans and ideas that they were definitely going to leave the team.
Wow.
But who knows? Who knows? But yeah.
I personally support the fact that not everybody gets an opportunity to be on a national television show. You have a daughter who has a dream, who clearly has created her brand. She's known for her bows. She really pushes it, and I think
she's a great dancer.
Exactly, and of course, and I feel like she's unique in comparison to the other girls in the way that she dances. Yeah,
totally.
So I don't see anything wrong with it. I feel so bad that the family doesn't see the dream, and I think that's with any industry.
Yeah,
a lot
people
of
don't need
people
to.
don't.
That's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And jealousy too. That some of them are jealous of her and her exposure. It's a little bit of both. I mean, it's so hard. Just even me being out in California away from my family, it's hard. I'm like, man, I miss my family so much, only seeing them a few times a year. And it's like, what's more important, seeing your family, being there, or your dream and the opportunity here?
Right.
But then at the same time, when someone's sick like that, maybe there's a way where they kind of can be more bi-coastal, or maybe they can hire someone to work with JoJo here, where when mom goes home.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like there's other options. I don't know maybe why she wouldn't explore those, but maybe because
she has.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, true.
But she's really stepped up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. The fact that the fact that she stepped up when Abby stormed out shows that she's not someone to just put, JoJo in someone else's hands. She wants to control the career in the sense of, I think I know what's best for my daughter, and I see what my daughter can bring to the table, and I want to make sure that she's served correctly. Yeah.
Right, and I love how she treated Bryn.
I know.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
That was really like silver lining, I think, and really great for Bryn. Not even talking about the moms, but being a little girl and having a woman like that, you know, talk about you and your mother, I'm sure is hard. So, I mean, JoJo's experienced it too, and then she had to go through what she went through, like everyone did.
Right.
Same thing with Kendall and Jill, everything. But in this case, this is Bryn's time.
Right.
And she, you know, she really got that closure, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Going back to Nia, do you all think that Leslie, Nia's manager, is more passionate about Nia than Abby?
I think she's getting paid well.
I think that would be accurate. Yeah. But the only reason why I asked that, and some of you may think that that's a stupid question, but Abby really thinks, you know, the way that she talks is like, maybe I'm not giving you the time now, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand your talents and I don't love you more than anyone else that's coming in here. You can see her energy. She didn't really want to have a meeting with Leslie because she doesn't want to constantly feel like you guys don't think I do enough when my whole life, Abby's whole life, is about this show. Yeah. I mean, her parents, unfortunately, her mom passed away, her dog's gone, like, all she ever did, and I think that's what Abby always talks about. Exactly. Everything is sacrificed for the kids, so she doesn't constantly want to be reminded, you know, that I'm not good enough. And I'm just thinking about, I don't know, I think that Leslie can definitely serve Nia's career well, but do you think that, I don't know, what was your reaction as far as the dynamic between the manager and the dance teacher?
I felt like there was no need for Leslie to kind of start to attack Abby a little bit and you know, be
wasn't
like, what are you? It wasn't necessary. She's in Abby's studio. They need to figure out how to work together to, you know, help Nia's career.
Right.
But I don't really see them ever working together. I don't think it's gonna happen. Abby wants to do her own thing. Leslie wants to do her own thing.
And Abby's had her forever.
Yeah.
Since Nia was a baby.
Exactly.
So she's like, okay, this lady's coming in and out, thinks this, thinks that, but really, I think Abby has a direct idea of what she's doing for everything. Even though if the moms and the kids don't see it, I think that she genuinely knows what she's doing.
I agree. Do you guys think that it was even necessary for Leslie to come and meet Abby? I mean, as a manager, think about it. If you had a manager and you knew that the person who started your career and also can help your career because she's consistently on the show, do you think that as a manager she needs to come and talk to Abby and like try to get on the same page, or do you think she should have just left that alone and do what you can as a manager and leave the rest for history?
I think they probably should have talked, but maybe not on camera. I'm sure they probably also talked off camera as well and really got serious and kind of nailed down what route they're going to take.
Yeah. And I'm guessing Abby, this is a side note, is Abby still managing Maddie?
I don't know. I thought so.
If you guys know, let us know. Send us links so we can read up on that, because it doesn't look like
tweeting?
it.
Feel free to live tweet us.
Tweet us right now. Yeah. We are live.
Yeah, we are live.
At AfterBuzz TV, or you can, on AfterBuzz's Twitter, they can find our tags, because you can see the link to this actual show, and tweet us directly if you'd like.
Yeah, totally. And then we'll answer all your questions.
Yes, we would love to. What do you guys, let's actually start talking and analyzing the dances.
Yes.
There was an argument on the technique saying that there's not enough ballet training. What do you all think about that? Do you all agree? When looking at the dances, did you guys think that their technique was weak? Does it look like they haven't been practicing enough?
I mean, they're good dancers, but there's always room for improvement.
Always.
I feel like with some of the turns, and I mean, they're very flexible. I love, you know, their flexibility, but I do feel like their technique can be improved. And I think maybe they should skip some of those other classes that don't mean as much and really get ballet training.
Right.
Yes, I agree. And I want to give Nia a little credit, because I was looking at her legs and they looked awesome.
Really?
They looked awesome. So I think Abby said that little thing in the end.
Yeah, she did.
Horrible,
flopping.
all those horrible comments. I think she did it because she knows that Nia's close to it, and she only believes in, you know, really harsh comments. And what she said to Holly really bothered me. It really
when
bothered me.
When she flicked her off, I was like, why?
Not just that, but don't talk about a child and that they have big fat thighs and her butt's on her back. Like,
That's crazy.
It made me really upset. Yeah. But I think she was saying all of that plus more because she cares. Yes. As weird and crazy as that sounds.
In a weird way, right.
Right. But I think Nia is so close to, just really being perfection. Mm-hmm. She's awesome. Yeah. And again, they're young, and there's always room for improvement, but they're awesome.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I agree. Let's talk about Kendall's trio. I thought that there was really good costumes.
You mean Kalani's trio?
I'm sorry.
No. I know. They were all in
Kendall.
it. I'm saying Kalani's
it
was the best.
Yes.
It was Kalani, Kendall, and JoJo.
I missed that. Okay.
It was a little joke.
Okay, no, I get it. And that was actually a good joke.
Abby's Angels.
Abby's Angels.
Yes, Abby's Angels.
Kalani looked the best.
Yeah, okay.
My eyes just went to her.
Okay.
She does have that stage presence. I totally agree with you.
And I like that she was in the middle. Mm-hmm. And her bodysuit, I don't know if it was because it was black. I think maybe all of them should be in black. I don't know. But Kendall's gold was really distracting, especially next to small little JoJo, who was in silver. It was like I was noticing more size difference. It was. And
you're literally like, I didn't realize this, but as you're saying, I'm like, because that was the thing. It was something weird about it.
That
makes sense. That makes sense.
And also you can see her posture more. It was just, I don't know. I think it would have been better if they were all in black. Mm-hmm. And, Kalani killed it.
Team Kalani over here. No. But my only critique or my only feedback or reaction was I just felt like for Charlie's Angels, there should have been either more flipping or stunts or acrobat. Like, I was just like, okay, yes, you have the signature Charlie's Angels stance and pose, but I just didn't see.
Yeah, it would be cool if they did like lasers and they were like going under the lasers, or like, just like fun stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's a whole production aspect they would have to add to it, but
exactly.
Totally.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought the technique was really good. I liked their lines, I liked the leaps, but I have to admit it was, I think, a little more boring compared to the other dances, and I actually thought the technique was even a little better, maybe even than their Nia's dance. But I enjoyed Nia's dance more, and I enjoyed the Madonna dance better too. To be honest.
Okay.
I
so
agree.
This was definitely the weakest dance of the night.
But
then,
totally.
for you.
No, I agree with her.
At least for me, it was.
No, I agree in that order. Her order, same.
So let's. Speaking of Nia and her trio, let's talk about that. For me, I thought that it was a lot of powerful moments. She came out really, really strong. I felt, she's got a lot of muscle, and for her to be kind of dominating these men, I thought that it was a great, trio as far as the dynamic between, like, the story that was being told. But I did think that it was a tad sloppy. You guys are gonna hate me.
I thought it was sloppy.
I thought it was a little sloppy, and then the story wasn't conveyed well because she was pushing the boys and supposed to represent like control, and I didn't see, like, there were some times where she was kind of pushing, but he didn't give that reaction. She was doing so I felt like that story could have been a little bit cleaner.
So do you think that Abby should have worked with the boys a little more and just focused on other things?
I thought it may have been the boys, but the boys, I don't know, because the boys were stronger in the group to me. Their dancing, at least the choreography, was better to me, and you could see how talented they were more so in the group dance. But with this, I don't know. I guess my eyes was just going a little bit everywhere.
Yeah,
but
I think it was because of the costumes. Again,
okay,
I think
that could be it.
That bothered me about the
too
group.
Much the red.
Well, that was fine. It's just the girls kind of looked everywhere, especially Bryn in the pink.
I was thinking the same thing. Everyone had kind of black and darker colors and edgier Madonnas, and then she has Madonna, when she was like in her 40s or 50s, and no one cared.
1998 Madonna. It was 98 Madonna. And no, I remember, and actually Madonna only wore like blue or black, like sexy cowboy stuff. It was never pink. Yeah. And it was rhinestoned and sexy, and Bryn was like so not in that I'm wondering who did the costuming because it was a lot better in all the other seasons. Why is this one so sloppy? Is it because Maddie's not in there?
Well, I know. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Did Abby purposely put her in the pink and the cowboy hat to make her stand out in a negative way? Would she purposely sabotage her own students?
I don't know.
Well, she has before. I don't know, though. You never know.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't have a lot of hope this time around because she was just sitting there. She left. Yeah. She was eating popcorn.
Right.
She's like, I'm done. I want nothing to do. Oh, and even when Nia was great and she deserved all the praise, Abby's face was just like, oh, yeah, this is great popcorn. You know, you want some? It's just like, you can never win.
You can't ever win. Well, I just wanted to point out for sure, as far as Nia's trio, because I know that it was kind of a negative review, I'm obsessed with Nia. Love her to death. I think she's so mature. I love, you know, she's a very good reflection of her mother, I think.
Yeah, she has tough skin. And I think she'll do really well in the real world.
And we've really seen her grow so much.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And her music video, her song Star in Your Own Life, I literally, like, I'm 25 and I watched that video like 5 times because just the way that the video, like the actual scenes of the video is really interesting to bring a different, like, brand to her. She's not like a little girl, but she's like a pop star in this video. The message that she's giving, but also her dancing, you know, I think that she's a great dancer. I didn't think that it reflected as well for this performance, but clearly I'm wrong because she won. She won first place, you know. But yeah, so
I agree with you though. And just because we're saying, you know, like you said, that it was slightly sloppy, it was still a great dance. She still won. Maybe the boy, just having boys in there did give her a few extra points.
Okay.
And I feel like that's kind of what it was. They're still young and they still don't know how to kind of flirt with each other and play with each other on stage and really tell the story. And I think that's more of what it is too as well. They're still young. I think there's a lot of room for them to grow and get better at it. But I really enjoyed the dance.
True.
And I thought even though the technique maybe wasn't quite as good as the Angels, I liked it better than the Angels.
Yeah, and Abby, wait, you said something and I was going to comment on it, but it's all right. It was in the beginning of what you said. I forgot now. It's all right.
Oh, it's going to come back to you.
It will come back.
And then you just randomly let us know because we want to hear it.
Okay.
So just more about the group. I was Kalani, Nia, and the boys for me like stuck out so much. Like especially in the beginning, if you guys watch it back, the boys, they are, even though they're in the background, you know, that's the thing. Like it was kind of too many people to look at for me. I'm just not used to it. Maybe just from watching Dance Moms. Like I'm not used to so many people.
It's hard on TV to watch it though. It's one thing when you're sitting, they're on the stage in front of you, but on TV and the different angles, sometimes when they're doing the turns, they shoot up and you can't see their legs and if their toes are pointed. I feel like it's harder to critique that way, to be honest.
Totally.
Any other reactions to the group? I really love the boys, and like I said, Kalani and Nia, I felt like they were the strongest of the group.
They needed better clothes.
Better
costumes.
Yeah.
It was just, it was too much.
What about the choreography?
The choreography, it was good.
I enjoyed it. Like, I know that it came in second place, but it was my favorite dance as far as how entertaining it was. I love the mix of the Madonna songs.
Yeah.
You almost actually didn't recognize that they were Madonna songs, but it was, I thought it was really well put together. Maybe, you know, it wasn't super technical, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. And their legs were straight, that we can see, you know, with our angles. We're not there with the magnifying glass in front row, but
right, exactly.
From what we could see.
So when we got the actual results of the winners of the competition, I caught Kendall's face when Nia was announced first. And my thing was, okay, if you guys watch that back, because it's only about 2 seconds, but watch it back.
Rewind
and look at her face, because we actually had to rewind it. She looked surprised. It didn't seem like it was unsupportive. I think she was more so thinking about, Abby's not ever gonna like push my music because I can't prove to her that I'm ready to be moved up. I don't think it was shade towards Nia at all. I think that she loves Nia, but I think she was of course rooting for her because she knew that it was Nia against me today.
Totally.
What was your reaction when you saw Kendall's face? Wow. Did you think that it was just hate?
At first, I thought it was that, she was pretty upset that she didn't win, and it was like, how did that dance beat my dance? But I think you really brought up a good point. You're probably right. She wants to push her music career. She wants to prove to Abby that she can be a leader, and it was probably more that and disappointment with herself than, something against Nia.
I thought initially that
shade.
she was jealous.
Yeah.
Just because she's done it before, and she, you know, she can't really hide her face, which is her problem on
Exactly,
stage.
that's her problem.
So-
I agree. She's so beautiful. Like the headshot, her headshot from the pyramid. I'm just like,
stunning.
That's why she gets cast for. I think honestly, I feel like because of her look, she gets a lot of work. But if she could work her face, you got that beautiful face, work it, you know. And I think it's just if you, Kendall, like please just get inspiration. I think for anybody, it's posing in the mirror, taking selfies, which on her Instagram and social media, she looks a lot more confident than she does on stage.
I think it's because she compares herself to other people.
That's it.
She gets like that, and she gets insecure.
And I think that it's also because her mom constantly compares her.
Her mom's crazy,
screaming all the time about other girls compared to her.
Other girls.
So yeah.
And she's trying to be Maddie. Don't try to be Maddie.
Nobody's gonna be Maddie.
And being you might have something that Abby likes better.
Exactly.
And
you
never
have to
find out.
It and improve it, right?
But you'll never find out.
You'll never find out.
Because if you just stay insecure and just copy other people, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, but there's a saying that goes, don't try to be someone else because that person's already taken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why? Why try? Why try to take something that makes... The reason why I think, one of the reasons, of course, why Maddie is so unique is, you know, literally the platforms that she's been given. She is a face of so many different brands, and nobody else is going to be able to. Sia's never going to cast another. Okay, I think she may have once cast another girl.
Well,
but
either
when
way,
you think
that's
of
what
Sia,
she's
you
known.
think of Maddie.
You know, people will know Maddie and go, "Oh, she was on a show."
Exactly.
What show on Lifetime was that? You know, it's more so like that rather than anything else.
Oh my goodness, exactly.
Are people tweeting?
Yes.
Oh, they are. Oh, good.
But unless you guys have any other reactions, the last reaction that I wanted to kind of point out was post competition. The moms were kind of going at Abby in front of literally people in line or something. But they were saying, you know, everyone abandons you, even your stars. And we are here still with you. Why can't you give us that same respect? And I thought that was so interesting because everyone who watches Dance Moms, we knew that like if Maddie and her mom, you know, and Mackenzie like realize that they don't really need Abby anymore, it would change the entire game. So for them to leave, knowing that could, you know, Abby's selfish. She needs that. You're literally, if you leave, you're leaving a relationship. You're not just leaving a business partner.
Right.
So I just thought that it was interesting that they pointed that out.
Well, they can leave and still have that relationship with Abby.
I hope that they do.
I don't know if anyone else can at this point.
That's true.
So they're confident in leaving, and I don't think too many other people are. Jesslyn might have no option and just has to go home anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's more don't burn your bridges type thing.
I agree. Yeah, that argument at the end was crazy.
Or bite the hand that feeds you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you never know.
Well, do you guys have any other reactions to this episode?
We should probably do predictions.
Let's do predictions.
Do we get lights? Oh, we get
Now,
lights.
your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Oh, I love that. You gotta do that every week now.
Do it every week.
Well, you gotta get it like on the thing, so that might be hard. But yeah, any predictions for the next episode, girls?
Oh, wow.
Well, the minis come back.
Yes, the minis are back.
I'm so excited for that because they are amazing. But I want to see what kind of choreography Abby gives them, and if they can, I'm trying to think, like, live up to what Abby wants.
Okay.
And see how she reacts, because it's been a while since, you know, they've been in the studio. And also, now that Maddie's gone and she kind of gave up, it looks like she gave up on the bigger girls to see if she goes all in with the minis. So who knows how it'll be, but I'm excited to see.
Yeah, that's just a really good point when you said that, because I think that Abby, the reason why she's invested so much in these minis, and the moms probably know it, is because she creates stars from young.
Yes.
She likes to raise them. And in this industry, they love, I mean, everybody, it seems like the younger stars are always the ones who become bigger because they're trainable. They don't have their own, they didn't create a brand yet. They're looking for that, you know, Justin Bieber, you know, these young stars that, you know, pretty much get raised by whoever is managing them. And I think that Abby's like, I don't know if I see it in these older girls. I need to find who's going to be that next one.
Well, and she's where, you know, they're going to be moving on. They got other things going on, but the minis, and that's where you start your technique too. You got to start young. So if she can train them and groom them at that age and get them, you know, maybe even at Maddie's level, better than Maddie. Can I say that? I don't know.
She's hoping probably.
Yeah.
She's praying at night.
I'm sure, yeah.
Please give me another Maddie.
Right, exactly, yeah.
A lot of legal bills.
I know, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I predict that hopefully we'll get to know a little bit more as a matter of fact about her legal issues. And honestly, I don't want to see her go to jail. I just think that's a bad storyline for these kids.
I believe in
I think it's
December
horrible.
is when she goes, so they probably shot all
To trial?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was pushed back, I think, December 2nd. So we may see all of this season. It may be okay.
I'm gonna go to the courthouse. I am. I'm a court producer, so I go to the courthouses.
Oh my
and do
goodness.
So I do legal reporting and all that. So
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
do that story.
We're going to get the inside scoop, so you guys better come watch us at AfterBuzz TV.
I'll find out the actual date.
Yes.
Because that's usually it, though. The
Oh my
big ones
gosh.
are in December.
Oh, wow. No way. Okay. Look, we got a little in
Got the
right
insider,
here.
yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you come back every single Tuesday night to see us in this after show by AfterBuzz TV. You can follow us at AfterBuzz TV. Follow me everywhere at Kalima Music Art Wisdom. And follow my girls, too.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Jennifer Leone TV.
And find me everywhere at Nikki Preston TV.
Thank you guys.
Bye,
See you
guys.
next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.